This is the real spiel. What's up, family? I haven't heard from y'all in a while. It's not my fault, guys. It's my fault. It's my fault. I've been running around trying to coach basketball early in the morning, and so it's taking up a little bit of my spiel time. And then people calling me. But let's have a conversation about Tyler Perry's comments. Ooh-wee! These ladies are going crazy over Tyler Perry's comments because Tyler Perry, for those of you who didn't see the video, Tyler Perry basically said, in context, that black women are doing so well. They are making so much more money. They are so much more progressive. And due to the, I guess, shortage of men, that there's nothing wrong with a sister simply saying she will settle for a man who does not make the same amount of money as her, for a man who can simply only pay the light bill. But if he loves her, if he's willing to be with her, if he has no issue with her success, and et cetera, she should have absolutely no problem being with a man who she out-earns. So what Tyler Perry told ladies all over the world, and said, and he said it like this, especially black women, right? So he's definitely speaking to the sisters. Definitely told you sisters, listen, y'all need to just, so-called, this is what their sisters are taking it, y'all need to lower your standards. This is what women are interpreting Tyler Perry's words as. And the woman sphere, the radical feminists all over the place, especially black women who really have a disdain for black men. I have a couple on my Facebook, Jasmine Ray and Nellie Ray. I'm going to blow your names up. Those two ladies are out of control. I think they're the same woman. I don't know. I think they're sisters or the same woman. I don't know, because their posts are identical. But on my Facebook, Jasmine Ray and Nellie Ray. Nellie with one L. They have gone berserk with attacking black men, saying black men are not dateable. Black males is what they say, and they don't even spell it right. They spell it like delivering the mail. Black males are not dateable, and Tyler Perry, is trying to make black males not live up to their responsibilities, and et cetera, et cetera. Good morning, Carla Lockhart. How are you? So there's a feud going on right now, where black men and black women apparently have triggered even Tyler Perry to weigh in on this apparently long conversation about who black women should allow themselves to be courted by. And this is really the dominant issue of the day. The socially dominant issue of the day is women are redefining and basically standing their ground on what they feel they should be, who they should be dating, how they should be dating, if they should be dating, what they should be seeking. I had a friend of mine, before I get into Tyler's commentary, had a friend of mine, very successful woman, and was basically attacked by her brother and her father, told that you're at a certain age now, you've never been married, you don't have any children, and basically told her she's a failure, and said you need to get your body in shape so that you can attract a man, and ended it with, remember, these people they're East African, apparently melanated people, but this was the last commentary of the brother, who said the only thing you're going to be able to attract is black men. No true high value man is going to want you because of how you look. So there's this conversation isn't just coming from the mouths of women. This conversation is even coming from men. And unfortunately, this man, nobody would misidentify him as a black person except for himself. But he said, and there's an issue going on with many East Africans that they don't believe themselves to be so-called quote unquote black. They hold true to their nationality and disenfranchise themselves from the term being called black. They referred maybe to West Africans as black, but they definitely disenfranchise themselves from that. Make sure we're not disturbed. Hold on one second. I'm back. I'm sorry. I want to make sure we're not disturbed. So, what's going on? First of all, let's address Tyler Perry's assumption that black women are doing so much better than black men that we underfinanced individuals to pay a little light bill just to be in their lives. Okay. Statistically, that doesn't hold any water. Statistically, in North America, on a whole, and don't get me wrong, black women are thriving. I'm not saying that I see a lot of black women apparently doing very well, but on a whole, men are outperforming black men are outperforming black women income-wise. We make more money, and this is simply just a myth that there's all these black women running around making so much more money than black men. The averages say, the national averages, which are coming from credible sources, Princeton studies and whatnot, are saying that these things are just simply not true. That black men are earning, and they're earning more than black women. And so we're not sitting around hoping that we can find a black woman that we can simply live off. The statistics say it's not true. Secondly, on top of that, black men aren't really running around these days to want to be married. So this isn't a choice of women. It's not women's choice to say, well, I'll just settle for a guy. All these guys out here want to get married, and I'll just settle for, maybe a guy who makes a little bit less money than me, and I'll settle for that. It's not like a whole bunch of brothers are sitting around here dying to get married. And, and the reason is because the family law acts of most of North America are drastically prejudiced against us, to the point where getting married is not a smart idea for any economic level of man. Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor just decided to split up. It's after 7 years of marriage. I don't know what that's going to tell for Shumpert, but I know he makes more money than her, or he has more money than her, and that's probably not going to benefit him. When I always look at these guys, I say, why are these guys running around getting married, and they don't have a religious reason to make that type of bond? They just basically want to party, and it doesn't last. They don't hang around. They don't have the wherewithal to last for longer than a few years, and then they're stuck with this enormous debt to have to pay to somebody, and it just doesn't really make any sense. And lastly, nobody really has the right to tell anybody that you should settle for anything. Like, I would be doggone if I told my daughters, listen, I'm gonna make sure that you guys are high achievers, and make sure that you're extremely educated. Just settle for a little country bumpkin guy who's just out there, working in a factory or doing little with himself. That wouldn't be a good marriage. It wouldn't be a good marriage, because you have one person who is intellectually, academically, vocationally more sophisticated than the other. They would have nothing in common, to be honest with you. I mean, the only thing that potentially could be in common is a physical attraction. And I don't see how a relationship like that, of people that are clearly not equally yoked, would even work, to be honest with you. I've told my daughters, I said, the minute you start dating in grad school, that's when you start dating, because that's when you're dating from a pool of very successful brothers. Don't start dating in high school. You don't know what these guys are going to turn out to be. You don't know if they're going to be crackheads or if they're going to be presidents. You don't know what they're going to turn out to be. Don't start dating in the undergrad. You don't know what those guys are going to graduate, wash out. Some of these guys are just jokers hanging around college just because they got nothing else to do. No, start dating when you get to grad school. So if I'm telling my kid that, and then Tyler Perry's turning around telling her after she finishes grad school that you go out here and find yourself a garbage man, Nothing wrong with garbage man. But I'm just saying, if I got a high achiever, and then you're telling her go date a garbage man, go date a guy working at the Quickie Mart, go date a guy, you know, who's a shoe salesman or something. Those things don't go together. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a guy. I'm a high education guy. I'm highly educated, and I'm highly intelligent. But I'm in education, and being in education, I'm not going to be rich at all. I'm not going to be rich. Education, as we know, is not one of those fields that pays you a lot of money. I've also been in social work. Not going to be rich, and so therefore, a high earner dating me, a woman who's making a whole lot of money dating me, what is she getting? She's getting an intelligent, hopefully good looking, in shape man who's not necessarily on a high earning tick. Like, you know, my ceiling in education is in the 6-figure mark, all right, which is essentially working class. I'm a working class guy. That's going to be my situation. Am I undateable to a woman who's maybe a lawyer or a doctor? She's going to have to make that decision for herself. Can I teach in a university? Absolutely. But am I going to be a millionaire in that field? Probably not, unless I write books or something else. I become famous for some other type of thing. But I'm not going to be an individual making 200, 300, 400 or more in that particular field. And if she decides, well, this is not the kind of guy that I want to be with, I guess she has the right to do so. Because how can I fight the fact that she feels that she wants to live a certain lifestyle? She wants a guy riding around in a Bentley. Listen, if she has the ability to find those kind of human beings on the planet, go right ahead. I can't tell a girl not to do that. I can't tell a woman to look at me and say, well, I'm sorry, I've had many women tell me, and these are street girls, who said, not even girls of the affluent, they're street girls. Oh, you don't look like you can afford me. I said, girl, from your mouth to God's ears, because if that's what the conversation will start with, you're right, absolutely, because I am not a sponsor. I can't sponsor your hair, your nails. I can't sponsor your rent. I'm not doing none of that to date you. That's a whole different conversation. No. So I understand that. Tyler, I guess he was trying to help this false narrative of the single black woman who can't find anybody narrative. I guess he's trying to, assist in that particular narrative. But again, I don't agree with that narrative either, because there's a lot of women out here who have, I guess, family responsibilities. They're not socially versatile, meaning, they're not going to go to too many different places. They're going to go out with their friends to one type of event or another type of event. All right? They're not open to people talking to them randomly in the street. Yeah, you're not going to meet people because you're a closed environment. It's going to be very difficult for you to meet people that way, And then you have the opposite. You got these individuals that are out here doing everything, right? Taking a ride with any stranger on the street, having a conversation, everybody giving their number to everybody. Everybody is a potential partner to them. I don't like them either. Those ones are very interesting to me too. It's scary as heck, because by the time you find them, everybody has dated them. Everybody oh yeah, bro, I remember we went on a date. Oh yeah, I dated him one day. Oh, you know what? I exchanged numbers with him. It's like, nobody wants them neither, because they're just too social. They're social butterflies. They've flown on everybody's flower. So those are tough conversations. But at the end of the day, there's too many angry black women, angry at what Tyler Perry has said. Like Tyler Perry has told them that they need to just simply sit down and accept the first plumber who walks in the door. Like, I don't know why this generation of sisters is so angry. I don't understand why, and I definitely have encountered and have spent some quality years of my life with an angry black woman, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all to be in a position where a woman is just simply angry at you for her own particular problems and reasons and insecurities and traumas, and that thing doesn't go away. And these ladies who are out here just wanting to fight Tyler Perry, you're angry at Tyler Perry, you need to go sit down and talk to somebody. Because why are you so angry? You just don't, you can say, well, Tyler, that's great advice, but that's not for me. Because he wasn't telling you to go hook yourself up to a murderer. He was saying, you know, date a working class guy, date a poor guy, right? Working, and let me explain to you what the difference between working class and working poor. If you make $100,000 a year, you are working class. Okay? If you make under $100,000 a year, you are the working poor. 100%. You make anywhere between 50 and 80, you're the working poor. Meaning, you can't qualify in most states or provinces in North America. Your income by itself can't qualify you to buy a home. Your income by itself can't qualify you to buy a home and a car at the same time. Your income by itself, if you don't go to work for 1 month, you're probably going to be on the street. You have less than $20,000 of savings. You're the working poor, and there's a lot of us, right? There's a lot of people out here, working class, working poor. 6 figures ain't the same like it used to be. The average price of a house in this city is $1 million. That is not a very nice house. It's an average home, $1 million. To qualify to get that house, you need to be able to put 20% down. That's $200,000 down. So now you make $100,000 a year, and in order to qualify to basically get a mortgage for a property that's the average price in Toronto, you need to have $200,000 to put down. What are you? You're a working class guy. Now maybe you and another woman making $100,000 can get into that, but probably you're going to need family money, right? You're going to need a second job, even if you're making 6 figures, to be able to do that. You're going to have to move to a remote area where the houses are not that expensive. So this thing is not, it's not an insult to call somebody working poor, because in certain economic environments, it's dog eat dog out here. Interest rates have just gone up. The average interest rates to buy a car is 8 to 10%. You want to buy a new Honda? I didn't say a BMW, I said a Honda. Brand new Honda, right off the lot, it's going to cost you maybe $900 to $1,000 a month with the interest rate. Can you pay $1,000 a month for a Honda? Probably not. Now imagine, and then pay all your other bills. Now imagine you have a woman that you need to take care of as a man, right? And you've bought into this whole thing that you're supposed to be the sole provider of her life, and she needs a car, and you need a car. That's $1,000 for you, and that's $1,000 for her. She needs more than a car. She needs clothes, she needs nails done, and she doesn't want to go to work. You got to be doing pretty good for yourself, buddy, to be able to put her in a car, put yourself in a car, keep a household over your head, go on vacation, buy people clothes, deal with your children. Hey, it's not easy in these streets. And there's at a time where inflation and pricing is at its highest, we are at a time where I've never seen it before, where we have an entitlement scenario, women feeling that they should definitely be taken care of. And let's be honest, I can speak for Canada, right? A lot of ladies who get to middle class, they are being taken care of. They're being taken care of by social assistance. They're being taken care of by parental money. They're being taken care of by child support, by alimony, and then they're being taken care of by however they choose to earn income. How many streams of income was that? Government, parents, right? I'm gonna use Canada. There's something called a child tax credit. Child tax credit. You got a child. Let's say that'll give you $700 to $800 a month. Child tax credit. Let's say you got 4 kids, right? 800 times 4. That's $3,200 a month. That's government. That's the child tax credit. $3,200 a month. A lot of people out here working for that. They're staying at home getting that, right? They got subsidized housing now. Women are paying $100, $200 to live in an apartment, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom government housing. All right. That's, again, government. Then you have a scenario where you might have your parents helping you out. Might be living in their basement. They might be actually funneling you money. So you got that. Then you might have child support coming from the father. Child support, average child support for a kid, let's be gentle. Let's call it $200. You got 3 kids, you're making $600 a month from that, but nobody's paying $200 a month for child support. Most child support is way more than that. It's at least double. It's usually 4 per child. And then if the guy was making a little bit of money, you got alimony. If he had a pension, you got that too. So you got like 7 streams of income for these ladies. Men don't have that. The non-custodial man cannot ask for the government support. He's definitely not getting subsidized housing. He's not getting that. He's not going to be able to ask his mom or his dad, hey, mom and dad, can you keep helping me live my life? He's not going to be getting alimony. He's not going to be getting any form of other support. He's doing that on his own skin most of the time. And I'm just being honest. And that's my situation. I'm not, this is not theoretical. 7 streams of income coming in from the female side, 1 stream of income coming from the male side. And it's a wonder, like you're watching these things on social media and you see a lot of these ladies that seemingly, how do you get the money to go to Dubai? And then you're going on another trip. And don't leave out the suitors of men who want some of these very attractive women who are saying, I don't care if you got 2 kids. I don't care if you just live at home. I want you over here. Come, I'll fly you in. She's being flown in, flown out, and it looks like she's living life. But let's be honest. Let's see where the money's coming from. And don't let me get started with OnlyFans. Don't let me get started. I met a lady the other day. She's not working. She's not even legal in Canada. And she advised that the way she makes her money is OnlyFans. That's how she's making her money. OnlyFans. And let me tell you something. She wasn't an overly attractive person. She was okay. She's a good looking, decent looking lady. But the money that she told me she was making in OnlyFans, I wanted to open up an OnlyFans account. That's right. The side man is hooking her up too. That's right. But I mean, this girl told me about OnlyFans. I took my shirt off, started to look in the mirror. I said, geez, if she can, she's told me on a low month, she was making $10,000 on an OnlyFans. That's on a low month. She's making 10 grand. OnlyFans. And she wasn't doing sex acts on OnlyFans. She was just naked on OnlyFans. So you got, again, opportunities here for women to be making a little bit of change doing stuff that men simply can't do. And I had a couple people ask me, do you have an OnlyFans account? I said, girl, I wish I had an OnlyFans account. I wish I'd make all of you guys subscribers. Oh my gosh. I couldn't look my daughters in the face though. They would definitely accept the gifts, but they sure as heck be like, Dad, I heard you're on OnlyFans. No. So I think you guys need to give Tyler a break. I think you guys need to just reassess sometimes where this conversation, this battle of the sexes is. It's really getting really ridiculous, to be honest with you. It's really getting ridiculous. And the ridiculousness, the worst part for me, is that it's seeping into most women's mind that this level of entitlement is actually acceptable. It really is. It's creating, if not very, very entitled people, it's creating, to some extent, female scammers, individuals who really believe that they can simply just, take advantage of their beauty and ask for things, and it's becoming really too much. And it's also creating angry black men. A lot of brothers, like bitter. I mean, honestly, I can't lie. I fight it off every single day. I fight this imbalance of judicial order off every single day. I fight it off every single day. Every time I think about my own children, think about my own situation, I fight off being an angry black man every single day. I can't lie. I have to be very honest with that, because it's really not balanced. It's not balanced. It's not balanced at all. And you know, and I'm not trying to play a tiny violin for myself, but you know, a brother who sees, you know, his household fall apart, and it's me. I can speak to my own situation, and sees his kids very little by court order and by logistics, and the fact that I have to work more than I had to keep myself organized and to be able to maintain their situation, and then also see a new brother descend on his household, on his ex. It's not a good scenario, right? And then realizing that Negro ain't doing half of what I was doing. I mean, and I'm not the only one. I've got some friends going through similar things. And so those kind of things, they absolutely make you a little bit jaded. And these conversations, you know, they kind of dig a little bit. They kind of dig. And when you hear women complaining, you know, I kind of have to hold my tongue, because the stuff that I really want to say, I can't really say it. You know, and I realize I'm not going to be speaking out of my own trauma. I don't want to do that. But I think, really, just to be fair, you know, Tyler shouldn't necessarily be telling women to settle. When I talk about women, I don't think of some anonymous girl out there. I think of my own children. I think of my own daughter. So the minute I hear women, I'm not thinking of somebody I'm dating. Honestly, I'm not thinking about, you know, well, yeah, Tyler, like, I don't make that much money. You should tell all these really attractive, amazing women to look at me. No, I don't think about it like that. I think about, well, I'm gonna raise two really powerful young ladies, and I don't want her to bring no bum son-in-laws home with me. And when I say bum, I'm really talking about a guy who's not as educated, not sophisticated, right? If he's some kind of like educational guy, and he's really, really smart, and he's doing great things in the world, I'm cool. If he's an artist, I'm cool, right? I just want them to bring a quality character guy home to say, Dad, I really like him. He reminds me of you. I think you would really like this guy, period. Don't bring back some guy who's just got money and he's going to treat you like garbage, because I'm going to have to chop his legs off too. Okay? He's going to be, you know, Lieutenant Dan out here, because he doesn't know how to treat my kid properly. So this money conversation, I think you ladies are just barking up the wrong tree, man. I think you're barking up the wrong tree, honestly. Because right now, you know, the major epidemic in the black male community is men who simply want to be polyamorous. They want to be polyamorous. They don't even want to be polygamous. They want to be polyamorous. And that's what y'all are fighting against. You're fighting against men who are saying, I want to collect a few of y'all. I don't really want one woman, because I don't see myself needing just one. I want to have a couple. As opposed to the guys who are religiously inclined to take on multiple wives. I heard about that story too a little while ago. Brother took on another wife. He was Muslim. He took on a second wife. And his first wife said, you have the right to do so, but you don't, I don't have to speak to you. And she put him on no contact, and he's losing his mind. I don't know how that went that way, but it went that way. But he literally married another person, which he was legally entitled to do so, and religiously entitled to do so. And he got the second, but he lost the first. Effectively lost her, not legally lost her. So, but there is an epidemic of that. I mean, women should be focused on that, focused on the fact that men are not being cultured to be monogamous, and honestly, it's because a lot of brothers don't trust women anymore. They don't trust that you're going to be there forever. They don't trust that you're going to stick in there and you're not in it for the bag, and you're not in it for some other ulterior motive. So they're not in a position where they feel that monogamy has value to them. They understand there's a temporalness in respect to relationships. That's a dangerous place to be too. You know, I've seen my sons date some pretty nice ladies, like girls that they brought home. I was like, I like her. I think she's a really nice girl. What are you going to do with her? Dad, you know, like, you know, I got some attractive boys. They're pulling in baddies. They're pulling in some chicks. But, you know, a couple of times they pull in some really cerebral, quality young ladies. And I'm like, hey, this is a good girl. What you up to? Dad, you know, I'm not ready for that right now. Well, I don't know what you're going to do, man, but that's a good one right there. They're not ready for that. And they're, you know, my kids are bigger than you think they are. They got men here. So, I mean, one of them brought home somebody from the little school bus, but that's his fault. That's not my fault. Yeah. Anyway, but that's what's going on in these streets right now. And black women all over North America, the angrier ones especially, are having these conversations in droves. They're having them in droves, and I just don't understand why we just don't throw up the white flag. And it's funny because, and I'm saying it right now, these ladies who are so angry and they hate their man and they don't know how to treat a man properly, and they think it's a man's fault when he steps out, and they think it's the man's fault when he simply is turned off from you, and you're gonna keep producing the same type of brothers when they come around you. That's what's gonna keep happening to you, because there's two kinds of there's pre-traumas and post-traumas. There's guys who haven't gone through it yet, and there's guys who've gone through it yet. I'm the post-trauma guy. I've gone through it. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what I'm not going to put up with. I know what I'm not going to deal with. And some folks ain't getting it. They're just not going to get it. They ain't getting it. And you can lose me. You can lose me in one conversation. You know, that introductory conversation. So, how many children do you have, and what do you do for a living? Oof. You want my social insurance number too, sis? Because how many children I have, what I do for a living, has nothing to do with who I am as a man. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with who I am as a man. You need to get to know me. You're digging into what I bring to the table financially and what my financial responsibilities are. That's what you're bringing to them. That's what you're asking for. Period. Right? You're not interested in getting to know me. You're interested in getting to know statistics about me. So you can lose me right away. You lose me on the first ask. You know, straight up. You lose me on the first ask. How old are you? You lose me right away. What's your sign? Lose me right away. All these things have nothing to do with how I'm going to treat you, what our chemistry is, what our interaction is. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All the girls would talk about, oh yeah, I had this one lady tell me about she owns a home, and she's about money and travel, and you know, the long story short of it, she lived at home, and of course she's about travel. She doesn't have any income. She doesn't have any expenses. She said she owns her parents' home. It's a lie. She doesn't own her parents' home. She's probably on the deed, but she doesn't own the home. And she was basically clout chasing with that, leading with that. And I didn't want to tell her, but, sweetheart, I have 3 properties. I have a pension. I can relax. I don't want to tell her all that. I'm working on the PhD. I don't want to get into that with her, because I realized all that chick was doing was clout chasing. And I stopped contacting her. She came on back, communicating with me again. And she said, would you like to meet up? I said, sure, we can go to the gym. Let's go meet up in the gym. We can go, you're a workout person, let's go work out. Oh no, you got to do better than that if you want to see me. No, I don't. No, I don't, because I don't want to see you that badly. I don't want to see anybody that badly. There's nobody I need to see that badly. You want to go play ball or go to the gym first time I bump into you? I don't need to see you that badly. I don't need to pay $200, $300, $400 to sit down across, have dinner with you, to meet you. No, not interested in you that bad. At all. At all. But these days, that's par for the course. How much would you spend on a woman on the first date? I see these guys on these social media guys doing these conversations. How much would be too much to spend on a woman? How much do you expect a man to spend on you on the first date? That's what it's all about. I don't want to date anybody. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in the culture that behaves like that. I'm done with this whole generation. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that at all. Everything's quantifiable. I'm not interested in that. Why would you be? Why would you be interested in that? That's not a thing to be interested in. That's not a thing to be interested in. I'm not interested in that. I'm really not. It's not, and I'm fortunate. It's not that hard for me to meet people based on just me and what I do for a living and everything else. But I would not be interested in that. And I don't know what men are. I don't know what, I don't have to purchase. I don't know what men are out here purchasing your time for meals. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. And a lot of you are cultured that way, and I get it. It's fine. You're able to do that. God bless you. You're able to say, I want to go to Ruth Chris, I want to go to some fancy place the very first time we meet. And some men are willing to do that. Absolutely. I've had people recently in my life, that's how they left my life. Some guy with more money said, listen, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. But what happened a couple months later? You're calling me. You're blowing up my phone. You're showing up at my house. Why? Why? Because it's not about the money. And you can't replace nobody. You can't replace me with money. I'm not replaceable. Finances ain't going to do it. I mean, I'm a bad boy. You make me rich too. But listen, I'm not about that life. I'm not about it. And if I had it, I wouldn't do it. Because it's a bad, it's bad training. You're training somebody to like what you can do for them. They don't like you. Bad training. Absolutely bad training. And the women that you meet that absolutely do not have those traits, they are so refreshing. Women that you don't have to buy anything for, do anything for. You can just do it because you want to. They're so refreshing. It's like, whoa, are you serious? Yeah, we can just chill. I don't want to do anything. What you doing at your crib? Oh man, let's come over. Let's hang out there. Wow, for real? It blows my mind when I meet women like that, because 90% of them are not like that. They're just not like that. And so when you find ladies that are actually in a position to be equitable, I'll pick up the check. I'll pick up the tab. You don't have to pay for that. It's okay. Really? It blows your mind, because it seems that everybody's contaminated with this culture, and it's refreshing. It's really, really refreshing. And then the last part is this is not really Tyler's thing, but it's my thing. I find there's a lot of people out here with no forgiveness and no grace. Just a lot of just hateful. And it's like, if you're holding on to some kind of bitterness from your past, that's gonna manifest in your present. If I can talk to you, and I've been in a relationship with you, and I pick up the phone and we're talking about something meaningful that's important due to children or something like that, and you're still angry, you're still frustrated, yeah, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And my problem is, if I loved you in 1975, I still love you right now. I'm not that kind of person I can't turn that part of me off. So it's really hard to be still emotionally connected to angry people. But my heart weeps for this generation of angry females, because Nellie Ray and Jasmine Ray, I'm gonna blow your names up every time I talk about it. These women are actually good looking women, nice, good looking women, looking like they can attract just about any guy. And it really bothers me to see these women so bitter online, like so angry, to see every single post is targeted at attacking black men. It's just like, why are you so vexed? Like, what happened to you? And I saw some the other day, they posted a picture of I won't say his name, but a wrestler, a white wrestler saying that he was so attractive. I said, oh, okay, I got it. You like the colonizer. That's what it is. The colonizer is your type. And a lot of, that's, some women, that's their thing. They've fallen in love with the colonizer, and the colonizer is that's what they're looking for. Some black women, a lot of black ladies, they have appetite for the colonizer. And that's fine. That's that's your prerogative. You can't. I guess you can. I think you can choose who you love and choose who you will not love. But if you love the colonizer, I get it. That's why you hate black men. No problem. I understand women too. I know women who like white men and black men. But the ones who hate black men because they like the colonizer, just say you like white guys. Just all you gotta say. You prefer Europeans. You don't really want to date black men because they're not your preference anymore. That's fine. Just say that. But don't be covertly hating on us because you like the colonizer. You want the colonizer, no problem. That's probably why, you probably got a lot of colonizer in you. Those sisters look like they do have a little colonizer in them. So maybe that's what it is. They have an affinity for the DNA that raped their grandmother, raped their great-grandmother. They have affinity for individuals who oppressed their ancestors. Call it what. Thought I had this thing on. Do not the doggone disturb. Anyway, at the end of the day, folks, that's the real spiel. So, God bless you. Tyler, these black women ain't settling, no matter what you say, bro. Talk to y'all soon.